Oh, it's on? No. You want to see something crazier than this giant hornet? Stick around to the end. Murder hornet. Danger flies. The flying death. The Asian giant hornet. What is going on? If you are like anyone else in North America right now, your news feed is probably filled with giant hornets in America that are killing people. It's the most dangerous thing in the world. Well, let's see. So today we're going to go over 5 facts about the murder wasp, a Asian giant hornet, better known as Vespa mandarinia, and see, yes, let us look, just how much of a threat this poses to you. That being said, jumping right into number 1. First of all, the Asian giant hornet is the largest on the planet. Queen females can get up to 2.2 inches. They also have one of the largest stings, up to 1/4 of an inch. That's a big stinger. Anybody ever been stung by a bee? It wasn't that big. But it is the largest, most aggressive hornet species on the planet. It has been known to decimate bee colonies. A little over 200-300 hornets will usually take out a colony of 20,000-30,000 bees in a few hours. It is considered a dangerous animal and should not be messed with. Fact number 1. Number 2, it is fast. How fast? Faster than you can run. I can outrun a bee. Not this one. The Asian giant hornet is one of the fastest insects. Because of its size, you wouldn't think it'd be that fast, but it can fly up to 25 miles an hour. So unless you are Usain Bolt, you are not outrunning an Asian giant hornet. That being said, coupled with their speed and aggressiveness, I do see how people get in trouble when bothering Asian giant hornets. But usually that's what you got to do. Number 3. The Asian giant hornet does have a very potent venom. It's a cytolytic peptide and a neurotoxin. Those two combined cause extreme pain, often being described as a hot needle or knife going into your skin. Tissue necrosis, tissue damage has also been known from it. Number 4. The sting can be fatal. Yes, you can die from an Asian giant hornet sting. The Asian giant hornet kills approximately 50 people a year in China. It is also responsible for approximately 20 to 30 deaths a year in Japan. To put that in perspective, 3,000 people a year approximately are killed by hippopotamus. And the last one, fact number 5. Well, wait a minute. I already know it's big, it's fast, it has a potent venom, and it can kill you. What else do I need to know? Fact number 5, the best for last. The most important fact you need to know about the Asian giant hornet: one sting is not going to kill you. Now, this does not cover anaphylactic shock. If you are allergic to bees, then yes, you can't get stung or bitten pretty much by anything. That has nothing to do with the Asian giant hornet. That has to do with your physiology, makeup, and allergies. Coyote Peterson got stung by an Asian giant hornet on his show just to show the pain index. It is recommended that if you get 10 or more stings, then you need to seek medical attention. But a single sting is not going to kill you. It's gonna hurt, but it's not going to kill you. So those are the 5 facts that we need to know about the Asian giant hornet. But that was the point. Like, that really wasn't the point of the video. 5 facts, but you said, do I need to be worried about the Asian giant hornet in North America? Do I need to be worried about it here? And that answer is no. No, you don't have to worry about the Asian giant hornet. And here's why. The Asian giant hornet is a forest hornet and makes its nest in the ground. It is not going to have a hive above you, under a porch, or something like that. Reason number 2, we do not have multiple established, successful populations of these hornets in North America. Unlike China and Japan, where this is an indigenous species, they are quite widespread in certain areas, so people run into them fairly often. They come into the city, things like that. We don't have them. We just found the first official nest. 3, this is not the first Asian hornet to show its face in America. In fact, look up Arlington Post, 2012. Now, let me make this clear. Now, there have been tons of sightings of Asian giant hornets in the past few years. Most of these are actually not Asian giant hornets, but a close cousin in the same family, the European giant hornet. Very, very similar, also gets very, very large, but not quite as big, and coloring is a little bit different. But all this hype, is the hype real behind these killer hornets? Yes and no. From a personal standpoint, you as the average person don't have anything to worry about from an Asian giant hornet being attacked and swarmed by Asian giant hornets. Your day will be fine. Ecologically, however, if the Asian giant hornet becomes an established predator in our environment, very few animals, if any, are going to be able to combat with it. So it could be potentially devastating for the environment. That is cause for major concern. Small animal population would be devastated if the Asian giant hornet became established in North America. One of those animals, honeybees. The main bees that we have here are the European honeybees. Unlike the Japanese honeybee, the European honeybee has no defense against the Asian giant hornet. When a hornet approaches a European honeybee nest, the European honeybees will basically fly out and attack the hornet to drive it away. But the hornet's goal is not to attack the bees. The hornet's goal is to mark the hive or an area very close to it. It will then fly back, get the rest of the hornets, and bring the hornets in to raid the beehive. Japanese bees, however, they do not fly out and attack the hornet to drive it away. What they do is they allow the hornet to land on the nest. The hornet goes in the nest, they then swarm the hornet and don't let it go. They basically smother it and heat it up and cook it to death, and the hornet never flies back to the nest to tell the other hornets where their nest is. The Japanese honeybee has evolved a defense mechanism for the Asian giant hornet. European honeybees, which we have here, have no defense for the Asian giant hornet. Not many animals are going to have a defense for it either. Small bugs, rodents, baby birds, lizards, frogs, anything like that is on the menu for an Asian giant hornet. But the hype about the murder hornet is a little overhyped as far as how dangerous is this hornet to the average person. You would need to get stung multiple times to be medically in danger outside of those rare cases where a person is allergic to the venom for that animal. So, the probability of you being attacked by a swarm of hornets walking down the street, pretty slim to none. So if you do happen to see a giant hornet flying around, don't mess with it. Don't bother it. You don't need to take a selfie with it. But you, as your regular person walking down the street, you don't have anything to worry about as far as being attacked by a swarm of killer, murder Asian giant hornets. So with that being said, stay safe, check your facts. I told you I had something crazier than this giant hornet, right? Check this out. In 2019, a group of scientists in a village, I believe it's pronounced Pu'er. It's a village outside of the Yunnan province in South China, has found the largest hornet on the planet. If you thought the Asian giant hornet that is being talked about in America was big, this one is much bigger. Crazy. It has been dubbed the Godzilla hornet. You can look it up. It does not have an official scientific name because they're still testing it to see if it is a subspecies of Vespa mandarinia or if it's an entirely new species in itself. But that was discovered in 2019.